It is Wednesday, March 12th.
At the same time, this, of course, will make things worse for the economy, for the two economies.
Full steam ahead after a flurry of back and forth talks and doubling tariff threats. 25% U.S. tariffs are now on for Canadian aluminum and steel.
It's not about backing down. It's about sitting around the table and negotiating.
A balancing act. Ontario Premier Doug Ford and Finance Minister Dominic LeBlanc head to Washington tomorrow to discuss a renewed CUSMA deal. Rate decision day. The Bank of Canada expected to cut interest rates this morning as tariffs threaten our country's economy. Booked and busy, Mark Carney is making the most of his first few days as he prepares to become our country's next Prime Minister. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning and welcome to Your Morning. I'm Marcia McMillan.
What's up, Canada? Hi there. I'm Teddy Wilson.
I'm Kelsey McEwen. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
We made it
indeed.
halfway through the week.
Yeah, how are you doing with the sleep thing? You said you typically avoid caffeine, but you're having full caffeine
I'm
tea
going
this
with
morning.
the tea this morning, flanked by the coffee cups.
Oh,
It
yeah.
smells amazing, but yeah, I'm going for the tea.
Do you ever go full strength coffee, or you're a tea
Absolutely
person?
not. I'd
No,
be
no, no.
bouncing off the walls.
Bouncing off the walls.
Listen, that'll be you on Friday. Welcome.
On Friday, you'll be like, I got a triple espresso.
I got to get through this weekend. We got to get through this day.
Yeah.
Another day of whiplash, I'm guessing.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's turn to the top news stories we're following, and we will, of course, lead with tariffs. U.S. President Donald Trump's 25% tariffs on Canadian aluminum, or Canadian steel, rather, and aluminum are now in place.
As you know, there's a very strong man in Canada who said he was going to charge a surcharge or a tariff on electricity coming into our country. He has called and he said he's not going to do that.
So after speaking with U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick Tuesday, Ford removed the 25% surcharge in return for lowered tariffs on aluminum and steel. The White House says steel and aluminum tariffs will stack on top of any other duties that Trump introduces in April. A quarter of all steel used in the U.S. is imported. Canada is the largest supplier. Our country is also the largest source of aluminum for the United States.
Sorry for the expression, but it's really a pissing contest now, and it will create collateral damages.
Some frank words there. There's a lot of uncertainty, but we do know these imposed tariffs are already hurting businesses here at home. Quebec runs on aluminum regions like Trois-Rivières, sitting along the shores of the St. Lawrence, and is strategically located for exports. Algoma Steel, which is located in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, started laying off 20 workers as a result of these tariffs. Some American businesses have canceled contracts for goods, including doors and poles made with aluminum. Prime Minister-designate Mark Carney sharing on X Tuesday, "My government will keep our tariffs on until Americans show us respect and make credible, reliable commitments to free and fair trade." Ontario Premier Doug Ford will be meeting this morning with Carney. Ford will then head to Washington tomorrow to meet with Trump's team to discuss trade relations and CUSMA. Canada's auto industry responding to threats made by U.S. President Donald Trump in a social media post Tuesday morning, threatening to shut down our country's manufacturing industry.
That's not even a possibility. We are not going to lose these auto plants, period.
The union representing auto plant workers at Oshawa's GM plant admits the industry is in danger, but doubts Trump could pull off a permanent withdrawal of automaking here in Canada. Analysts say any move to cut our country out would cause chaos, costing tens of billions of dollars, and would take many years. As well, Canadians buy a lot of cars. 1.9 million new cars were sold here last year, meaning automakers would face serious consumer backlash. U.S. President Donald Trump is also dismissing economic concerns south of the border as stocks fell for a second straight day.
I don't see it at all. I think this country is going to boom. But as I said, I can do it the easy way or the hard way. The hard way to do it is exactly what I'm doing.
Trump once again not ruling out a recession, just as he did on Fox News Sunday. However, later in the day, when facing the country's top economic leaders, he said the tariffs in his trade war with Canada and the world will bring in, quote, a lot of money. Regardless, the U.S. stock market fell further on Tuesday. The Bank of Canada is expected to cut interest rates for a 7th straight time at its meeting today. It's expected the Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem will cut the policy interest rate to 2.75%. That would be its lowest level since September 2022. The interest rate decision comes as Canada braces for a trade war that could potentially plunge us into a recession. Macklem has said if the trade war is prolonged, our economy will likely struggle to bounce back as quickly as it did after the COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister-designate Mark Carney is receiving national security briefings, this ahead of his swearing in. It's been a busy few days already for Carney after winning the Liberal leadership race Sunday night. He met with heads of Canada's national security agencies. Carney also connected with Canada's Chief of Defence Staff, the RCMP Commissioner, as well as the newly appointed fentanyl czar. He's also considering who to include in his cabinet. It's expected Carney will keep ministers who are dealing with trade relations, but as for the rest of his cabinet, that still remains unknown. Meanwhile, speculation about a snap election hangs in the air here. The latest polling numbers from Nanos Research show the Liberals are now just 1 point behind the Conservatives, the NDP sitting under 15%. The latest polling ended 2 days before Carney's landslide victory, so these numbers do not reflect that win. Toronto police say they're working around the clock to find suspects in that mass shooting at a pub in Scarboro. In a statement, Toronto police say they want to assure people the investigation into the shooting is active and ongoing. Police have not yet released any information about the 3 masked male suspects who opened fire at the crowded pub last Friday night. 7 people were shot and 5 others hurt by flying glass. Police say all 12 victims are expected to recover. The motive for the shooting also remains unknown. Well, a lawsuit against social media platforms launched by 14 Ontario school boards can go ahead. Those boards are suing Meta, Snapchat, and TikTok for disrupting student learning and the education system. They allege the platforms are negligently designed for encouraging compulsive social media use and have rewired the way children think, behave, and learn. The companies had put forward a motion to have the suit dismissed, but a judge has decided the suit has merit. The boards are seeking $4.5 billion in damages. None of the allegations have yet been proven in court. Hundreds of boards in the United States have filed similar lawsuits. Well, the snowmelt from warmer weather is revealing what lies beneath.
They're absolutely horrible.
How hard is it driving around these days?
Very. You have to weave and bob. It's just nuts.
Damaged roads and potholes causing a lot of issues for drivers, especially right now in St. John, New Brunswick. The city has 2 or 3 crews out working daily on repairs. If you live in that area, you can contact the city about a specific pothole concern, but the smaller divots in the road likely won't be fixed for another month. All right, this memory will stick around for a long time for this Toronto Maple Leafs fan. The Leafs shared this video on social media. Goaltender Anthony Stolarz handed this stick to a fan in the crowd. You can see her sign saying, "It's my birthday." The video caption reads, "A moment that felt like Hosier's yell." This is in reference to a recent online trend where people share incredible moments set to Noah Kahn and Hosier's song, Northern Attitude.